Hello, hello, hello. Happy Monday. I hope you're all doing so great. I am enjoying the quiet of my house. I imagine it will be very not quiet soon, but I am soaking in the quiet and enjoying every inch of it. Does anybody else have that moment where you're just like, oh wow, it's so quiet and it's going to be this way for like T-minus 2 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to talk about something that I don't know what it is. It's Tough Love Monday. I don't know why. I actually just had a tough love conversation with someone else, and I feel like all of a sudden today I'm very, here it is. And maybe it's because I'm reading 100 Days to Brave, and it really talks about being brave in your life and your conversations and things that you think about and do and all of it. And so I feel like maybe it's pushing me to be brave in some ways. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe it's just today's the day to be brave. Okay, so I had a conversation with a gal yesterday, and we were just talking about how the yo-yo, right, of life and the yo-yo of diets and how self-sabotage is such a real thing. And I know self-sabotage. I'm very familiar with it. However, I speak of this lightly because I want to make one thing very clear. If something happens to you that isn't you had no control over, then this does not have anything to do with you. Because I feel like sometimes I don't want you to think that that's who I am like targeting in my conversation here. And I'm speaking to myself as well, because when people ask me, why are you able to day after day, night after night, sleepless night, lots of sleep night, post-baby, 2 weeks postpartum, whatever, why are you what gives you the drive to keep going, to get up, to do the things? And the truth of the matter is, I have had a lot of people in my life die suddenly for something that they could control. And that's kind of harsh. I realize that's kind of harsh to say out loud, because I feel like it's me then saying that they shouldn't have died and they could have done something about it. I do believe everything happens for a reason, and maybe their life is meant to then make an example so that people in their immediate impact, it impacts them. But I have this drive, and I guess once I became a mom, this became even more imperative for me personally. I'm speaking out of me personally, to basically live the best life I knew how to, healthiest life I knew how to live, feeding my body right, fueling my body right, acting my body right, reading and doing the things that are going to enhance or give my family life, right? Because it's in my control. I can control what I eat. I can control how I wake up. I can control the joy, the yelling, the behavioral. I can control those to a certain degree. Of course I have slip-ups, because that's life. But I can control those. That's on me, right? High cholesterol runs in my blood, in my family. I can do my best to stay ahead of that. So when I think sometimes this sounds so extreme now that I'm actually saying it out loud, but sometimes when I think about, like, I don't feel like doing that, I think to myself, what if, okay, and this is a prime, very real-time example. I recently had a colonoscopy done, and I had issues since 2001 when the towers fell down. I truly believe I had post-traumatic stress, and I lived in New York City. I wasn't just flying around. I watched way more than most people saw. And anyway, I started having issues right around then, and I carried on those issues until, they still continued to happen until I had my second child. And I had a colonoscopy done in 2003, I believe. No. Yeah. 2003. And, all was clear, all was fine. And I was supposed to go in right after my second son was born. And then I think I got pregnant, or maybe it was right after Avery. I can't remember. Anyway, I was supposed to go in and I never did. And all of a sudden it dawned on me, and it was right thereafter we had some family die over something that they absolutely could have, they didn't have to die, period. Their life was cut too short for something they chose to not take care of. And I thought to myself, if I don't go in and 2 years down the road, all of a sudden problems arise or something happens, and what they could find today was cancerous, and I could have it, go through chemo, do the things that I need to do, and then at least come out with complete, remission or whatnot. At least I'm doing my due diligence. If I wait and I go in 2 years from now or a year from now or a month from now, and they find it and they say to me, if you just would have come in sooner, I will forever carry that guilt because I didn't give my kids my best. That was a decision I chose, right? Like, it's something I choose. I can't really necessarily choose the cancer. That might have chose me, but I could have chosen to go. But it's uncomfortable. I have to. If you know what you have to do for a colonoscopy, it's terrible. But even just the prep, even just to get seen to get the colonoscopy, is terrible. And so for me, it was that. All of a sudden I was like, I got to get to this. I have to have a colonoscopy. Our insurance sucked. We're still paying for it. We had the worst experience. They keep sending bills and we're like, what is happening? All of a sudden anesthesia is not covered in insurance, so that I'm battling, but it was worth it. And my husband continues to tell me, Kim, it was worth it. We got peace of mind. You made sure that you were healthy. You can now move forward in your life and not carry this idea that you have this underlying cancer that's roaming around in your body, and one day you're just going to drop dead, and because you never chose to go and do anything about it. And I just think that's how that's how fast things happen in your life. And again, it's not like it's your fault if you get into a car accident. That if you die suddenly and it isn't your fault, I'm going to stop telling you why I feel bad saying these things. You got my heart. You know where I'm coming from. But the reality is, if there is things in your life that you can control that would save your life, for example, if you have heart disease in your life and every generation before you has had heart disease and you choose to not do anything about it, that's kind of on you, because heart disease, yes, it can absolutely affect you, but there is like a bajillion things that you can do to ensure that you can kind of stay ahead of it. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, obesity, I can't think of anything else right now off the top of my I can't think of all the things that I wanted to say, but you know what all of those lead to if you choose to keep feeding and fueling your body in the negative way. And that to me is a driving force. That to me, every day I wake up and it's like, oh, well, I'm going to go work out because I want to live long. I don't want my kids to say, she didn't have to die that way. She could have chosen to live. That plagues me because that's my legacy. And my legacy is something that's very important to me. It's something that I really, truly want to leave behind in a positive way. And again, I hope I'm not coming off harsh. I feel like it's that crucial. It is life or death. And that is why, number one, I absolutely love what I get to do for a living, and why I will never do anything else, because what I am doing, in my opinion, is saving someone's life. I take it that serious. It's not this whimsical thing like, hey, come do this miracle diet. It's not miracle. It's hard work. Do you think it's not easy to go out in the gym and lift weights and it's a bajillion degrees, or it's freezing, or it's whatever it is? It's not easy to wake up at 4 a.m. every morning so that I can go and get uninterrupted time and work out and fuel body. And it's not easy to stay up on a Sunday and meal prep, and when I could be sitting and binge watching Netflix or snuggling with my husband, which is important, but when you're on the same page, he's got to feel that. Those aren't easy things. And so this now turned into why I do what I do. But for me, I truly believe I'm giving you an opportunity to live your best life, period. Because what ends up happening when you begin to take care of those things, and all of a sudden your arthritis doesn't hurt as bad because you're drinking something that's giving you superfoods that's helping you overcome that, or your depression isn't as dark, or your anxiety isn't as dark because you're drinking something that's giving you fuel to help overcome those symptoms, or you are working out your body every single day and you're keeping your, you're fueling your body and learning about what kinds of sugars. So now all of a sudden that diabetes that was looming is either you don't have to take medication for it anymore, or you have it under control. That to me is beyond life-giving. And I will shout that from the rooftops for as long as I'm allowed to, because guess what happens when you begin to stop worrying about all these looming things that are in your future or in your past or in your generation? All of a sudden you start living. You start being a better wife. You start being a better mom. You start being a better coworker. You start being this person who's full of joy and life and kindness and goodness and faithfulness, and you just want to help everybody live the same way. And that is life-giving. That is what it's all about. And so, no matter what you're going through today, when I say find the why power, that's my why power. My why power is maybe it's a little morbid to you because I don't want to, I could drop dead tomorrow. Now, if I dropped dead tomorrow, it wouldn't be my fault because I feel like I'm doing the things, and maybe there was like a weird thing in my brain. But by the way, death doesn't, I can talk about death because I know where I'm going. And I feel like I'm very comfortable with that part. But I know that it scares a lot of people, even including my husband's like, you're so morbid. Why are you? Because I just believe that we were given this one life to just rock the heck out of. And that's what God has for us. He wants us to live and live well, to take care of the bodies we were given, to show up for our kids so that they don't have to have the same things and the same, go through high school and college shoving diet pills down their face just so that they're skinny. What is that? It's crap. I just want to be healthy. I don't care about the size. I don't care about any of that. I just want to be healthy. And that is what I want for you. And that is the point of my day, or my point of my story today. I hope that this hit home. I really, I mean it with so much love. You have no idea. So much love. And if you ever, you've got to find the why power. You got to get checked out. You got to go to the doctor. You got to find out what's wrong with you and what you need. And maybe do you have food allergies or whatever? Just get to the bottom of how you can live your best life, period. And I can promise you the rest will start acting together. So much love, friends. Happy Monday. I hope you have the best day, and be brave with your life because your family deserves you. Okay, bye.